Hello there, everybody. This is Earl, back for the Tenacious Golf Tour. I see I already, what, are these actual comments already? Let me see. Oh, no, that says 0. Anyway, going to get started here with some TGT action. Let's not get started. I just mean we're going to continue. So we are at Rattlesnake Golf Club in Palm Harbor, Florida, and this is the final round of the 2018 Copperhead tournament. We'll take you right to the action here shortly. I apologize for last night. Got a little bit kind of ran out of time. So let's not run into that problem here. Let's get started right now. Let's get right into the action and we'll get going. So be right back with more action here on the Tabletop Baseball Plus channel, the Tenacious Golf Tour. Okay, so here we are, and this is going to be one thing I want to do before we get going is I want to create another view. And so what I need to do with this is I need to set this guy about like here. Okay, so let's try this out. Let's deposit this. So we'll deposit that there. Then we're going to take this guy over here. Okay. So now if I come back over here and do this, I have that view, which would be good. Then I'm going to have, so we're going to go back to hole 2. We have this view for when we are, just a second. What I need to do here is just, I'm still fiddling with my setup. So if I do this, then you're not going to be able to see the cards necessarily, but let me see. How did I want to do this? Well, what I can do is I can then kind of go like this. And actually more like this, I suppose. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's about the best I'm going to be able to do. So, again, I have this view here and also this view here. Okay, so, and actually I could really hone in on the, I can hone in on the dice tray right here. So, in any regard, what we're going to do is we're going to move to the group of Yi Chen, Trent McAdams, and Gareth Leonard. So they all parred the first. The first, which is a relatively easy hole. We're on hole number 2 now. It's a kind of a middle-of-the-road par 4, not daunting, not cordial. And the green is not challenging, and it's not friendly either. So it's kind of middle of the road. It's a course control number of 4. Water guards the right side of the fairway, but that's the side you need for the best approach to the green. So as you can see there, 45 and 46 both will send you into the drink. Although a legend with 45 would avoid the water. So our first golfer here will be Yi Chen on the second. Yi Chen currently at -12. 3 shots back of Kenji Morita, the leader. And he is going to have a chance to take a par on the hole, or he could attack the green. He is going to accept a par. It will earn him a blue chip, and he will move on as he makes his gimme par putt. There's a comment here. Let me check. Why not overhead? Well, good question. It's just easier this way at the moment. I also still have the ability to show the leaderboard if I so choose. Tabletop roll. So here is Trent McAdams, who is actually at -11. He's 4 back, and so that's going to be a 5. That means we go to 14. We take the black and the silver. 14 means we check on Golf Cam course with the number 1. And so is it a cordial hole? No. Is he a laser golfer? If I take, what I can do now is come to this view. And as you can see, he is not laser. Again, we have to then go to, we go down to the otherwise nicely safe from the rough to the outer area of the green. He needs a clutch putt for par. And he is neutral, so he needs, if he can make a 1-3 and make his par putt, he will lose that red chip. And he does, so in the hole, and he is able to get rid of that red chip. Now Gareth Leonard, who is at -10, 5 back. And so he is also going to have course controlling this with a 44. So we need to go back to the hole card, and you see a 44. He just misses the water. He's going to be behind some trees with his second shot. And let's see, we need to go to the trees. Tree hazard, second shot with a green 2 means we check to see if he's a master at recovery. And we need to come back here, and as you can see, he is right there. So yes, ball rockets from beneath the tree, pin. So we go to the pin chart, which is right here. And so we re-roll the white die to see what happens on this shot. He hits a really nice shot, but it's not going to go near the cup. It's going to stop short and break left, and he'll have a moderate par putt. So the moderate putt for par. Maybe next time I wish it was easier to get these charts and everything in, but as you can see, a moderate putt for par is a 1-5. So he could try to shed, if he shed the red chip, he would move back to 1-3, move back to difficult, but he's going to take this for what it's worth, and he could have done it. It still would have made the putt, but instead he's going to hold on to that red chip. He's going to make his par, and we'll go back to the first. So just as a real quick here, where did that other... Well, pardon me while I make one more zoom right here. So this is currently the leaderboard. What I can do with this program here is accentuate certain parts of the screenshot, and so I'm hoping that this comes through pretty well. But wow, and now I have a bunch of new things that I can adjust here, but that's interesting. So let's see. Oh, well, Tabletop Earl was curious about some things. So we're going to go back to hole number 1. And also, let's see, what are we doing here? I'm going to grab this. so I have it later. You have to understand that there's certain things you need to do with this to get it to work right. So, all right, so this is number one. As you can see, a double cordial, a semi-friendly hole, or semi-friendly green. So the double cordial hole means that if anybody gets a white 6, they will have a gimme birdie putt that they automatically make. They don't get a blue chip for that, though. That's basically the double cordial. It still acts as a cordial hole as well on the Golf Cam course chart. Also a semi-direct green, so that offers direct means that some golfers on a direct hole will be able to reach the green in one shot less than you typically will. So on a par 5, you would reach it in 2. Par 4s that are direct, you can reach on your tee shot. So basically short holes. And so this is semi-direct, means 560. It's not particularly short, but with the current level of golfers in the world, it does play a little short. So, going to be teeing off here with Kenji Morita. I can show you. So how do I get rid of that right there? That thing came up, and I don't understand why, but we will not worry about it at the moment. So I'll show you here. Kenji Morita's card is right here. You can also look at Myung Cho, who is 1 behind, and Steve Foshi, who is 3 back at -12. So if you want to take a look at their cards, here are their traits. But I am going to go to number 1 here, and we will roll for Kenji Morita. His tee shot in his final round, the leader at -15. And it's going to be the course controlling it with a 5. As you can see on the card there, the 5. And this is really bugging me. I don't know how to. It'd be nice to know how to get rid of that. There's something that kind of, well, I guess that's how I have to do it. So with a 5, as you can see there above the par 5 notation on the card, that means that the course has control. And so we take the black and the silver, which is their 35, and you can see that 35 gives a black square, which means Golf Cam course. So this checks the difficulty of the hole and also the ability of a golfer to navigate this with the laser tendency. Well, Morita doesn't have that, but so with a 2, we don't check that even. We check to see if it's cordial, and it is. Nicely played onto the green in 3, a clutch putt for birdie. So, quick chance to go to -16 for Morita. And he is neutral as far as his putting goes. Clutch putting, 1 to 3. He would earn a red chip if he misses, a blue chip if he makes. 1 to 3, and he will move 2 shots ahead of Myung Cho. But it's a 5, so he misses. So he'll have an easy par putt. And so easy par means we do what's called the high roll. The high roll is 2 dice and do 2d6s, and as long as they aren't both 6, which they aren't, that means he makes. And so he makes a par at the relatively easy par 5, number 1. Now Myung Cho, not a long hitter. He's puny, semi-puny, but he's also king, so he's pretty consistent with his woods, but just not a long hitter usually. And another 5, which means, again, course control 23. Well, he's going to find the green side bunker. That's what that diamond with the dots in it and a 3 next to it means. His 3rd shot found sand. So on the par 5, now what we do is we take the green die result. So right here we go with 5.3. Ball in the sand from 3rd shot. Is he chunky? And he is not. What I'll do is I will take you to this zoomed in view. You can see here that I'm trying to see what. I wish that thing would go away, but all right. So you can see here that he's not chunky. He's a semi-master and semi-sandy, but not chunky. So he's going to get a pin shot here. So Myung Cho going for the pin. Can he chip it in for birdie and give himself a tie of the lead here? He needs a 1, and if he gets a 1, we will re-roll the decider die. He gets a 5, which we already saw before. The 5 on the pin chart means he has a moderate putt for par. That's 1 to 5, which he makes, and he pars. So 2 pars so far. Now we will have Steve Foshi as the he will be the focus of our roll here. 3 back, he could use a birdie or an eagle, and so he's going to have a shot to use his attributes to his benefit. A 4-5-5 with golfer control on the par 5. Let's see how that turns out for him. And the decider die is blank, so that will work against him in a way. Is he a legend? He is not. What we can do is we can ignore the whole card now. We can go to his card, which you can see over here. He is a semi-king, he's a semi-master, and he's an icon. So 4-5-5 checks to see if he's a legend. He is not a legend with Woods. So is he a hacker? Well, because it's windy, he's not a hacker. Every golfer is going to be a duffer or utility, but he's not a hacker, so he survives that one. So, next is he champion? No, he's not champion either. So, what we do is we go to a chart called the Right Now chart, which checks what kind of a streak this golfer is on. And this golfer is not on a streak right now. He has just started his round, so he is what is called neutral. Neither hot nor cold. The way you would check it in the middle of a round is each birdie. So you check the most recent 2 holes. Each birdie or eagle on those holes would make you a degree of hot. So 1 birdie on the last 2 holes, 1 eagle on the last 2 holes, semi-hot. 2 birdies, 2 eagles, a birdie and eagle on the last 2 holes means you're fully hot. Same thing with cold, bogey, double bogey, same kind of thing. So, what do? We're on the par 5, and we have to check the 5 was the roll, so on the green die. So is he cold? He is not. So otherwise well played, moderate putt for birdie. So Steve Foshi will have a chance at a birdie and to draw within 2. Now a moderate birdie putt is not so great. It's 1 to 2. But afterwards, he would be left with an easy par putt. So can he make the 1 to 2? No, he does not. He was way off. So, but he will still have that easy par putt and just needs something other than 6s, and he gets that. And so the lead group pars on the first, and everybody's off. So our leaderboard, as it currently stands, you have Kenji Mareed at -15, -14 Myung Cho, -12 Yi Chen, Steve Foshi, and Delmo Mazzanti, -11 Trent McAdams, Benicio Vasquez, Gareth Leonard at -10, and then you've got a tie a 3-way tie for -9, and then Braden LaSalle Jr. off the chart. So that's where it currently stands with these golfers. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to the 5th, and that is where we will find Delmo Mazzanti, Tom Sudbury, and Braden LaSalle Jr. So Delmo Mazzanti still with the honor. He is 2 under par on his round so far. He's hanging out at -12. And he is stormy on this round, but he's going to go. He has a blue chip to his name as well. Let's see how he does here. This par 5 is a long one, 605 yards long. That exclamation mark you see on the card means that every putt that is not a clutch putt will increase 1 degree in difficulty. So a moderate putt, as it comes off of the chart, would become a difficult putt. Double difficult can't get any worse, but that's the way it stands. Again, this is, you can see at the top has a gauge of how influential the course is on a score. In this hole, it's considered a course factor of 3. So 3, 4, and 5 on the white die all would mean that we look off of this card that's right here. Well, only on 66 is water in play. Could still be a chance at a birdie, but you would want to, as it says here on the card, play conservative, as this is a tree-lined uphill hole. So, and it goes off the back. So here we go with Delmo Mazzanti. And so he rolls a 1 on the white die, which means he will be in control of this hole. 1, 3, 5 is the roll. Is he duffer? Yes, he is, based on, if you see down here at the very bottom of your screen, windy means all are duffer and utility, so he is duffer, and that's going to mean that he is going to cause the gallery to groan. It's also going to earn him a red chip, which means his blue chip is canceled out by the red, and he ends up with none. And so we go to the gallery groans chart with a 1 on the green die. Is he a master? Delmo Mazzanti is not. A master would show up under recovery. We can kind of hone in on these cards a bit, and you can see that he is semi-chunky. He's not a master, so instead of getting strong applause, which is a 1 chart, instead he gets an acceptable second shot. Still a long way to go. He's going to have polite applause. And when we do, we just flip it over, and right here are those 2 charts. We re-roll white to determine the outcome of that. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We will re-roll white, and it's a 2. So that's a pretty decent shot there. Solid third shot, gets to the green. A difficult putt for birdie. Now recall that, as I said before, with hole number 5, that's 4, my bad. Hole number 5, as you can see on the card, there's that exclamation mark, which means that the difficult birdie putt becomes a double difficult birdie putt for Delmo Mazzanti. Well, he is 2 under par so far. You know what? He is going. What you can do on a putt that is tough like this, you can lag. So this is double difficult. You can lag, and it takes you from double difficult birdie. It moves you back 2. So you can go from, when you miss this, you end up with a difficult, but when you lag, you take it back 2 more. So he ends up with an easy par putt. And again, that easy is a high. He's going to go ahead and he's going to lag and accept his easy par, which he makes. So a little bit disappointing on a par 5. You usually like to get a birdie. But now Tom Sudbury will be next to play here on 5. Hi, Beatles. Thanks for tuning in. And he gets a 1 as well. So a 1, 2, 4 will mean he controls. Well, the 1 will mean he controls with 1, 2, 4. Again, is he duffer? And it's going to be the same thing as, well, not exactly, but everybody is a duffer today because of the wind conditions. So he's going to lose his blue chip because the wind knocks it down, makes him not so good. And we check the 1 here. Is he a master? No, he's also not a master. So we're going to go back to this polite applause. We re-roll the white D6, and it's a 5 this time. So from polite applause, third shot misfires, wedged to the green, leaving a difficult putt for par. Again, this becomes double difficult because of that exclamation mark. So for Tom Sudbury, who is at -9, he really cannot afford to bogey because he would go back more than 6 and would effectively be out of contention. So we will roll this as double difficult putt for par. He needs a 1 in order for this double difficult putt for par to be good. Double difficult birdie is you have to roll a 1, and you also have to get the decider die showing the dot. Double difficult putt for par, all you need is the 1. So if he can get a 1 here, he will remain at -9. and it's a 4, so he misses it. So that's pretty much going to end his tournament, and it's not going to be any easier because now it's a difficult putt for bogey, a little easier 1 to 3, but still not great. And he does make that. There's his 1. He could have used that before, but that will be a 6 here on the par 5. I'm going to move him over here. He's now -8. And unless Marita bogeys his next hole, we're going to have Sudbury join LaSalle in the out of contention. So finally we have Braden LaSalle Jr. here on the 5th hole. And, okay, so he will also have control with 4, 4, 5. And so we look here, 4, 4, 5. Is LaSalle hot? Oh, wait, no. I did this wrong. He is out of contention. We don't need to roll this. So let's just roll this as it's a neutral hole. We just roll 1, and it's a 2. That'll be a par. So, my bad. All right, so have another comment here from Beatles. Yes, well, it's nice to have you. We're moving along with this tournament, and it can be a little slow going as we start to get into where all groups are moving along. But we don't get it done unless we play them, so we're going to play them. And so we're going to go back to the 4th. I am trying to use some additional views to try and help everybody see what's going on. So one thing to mention here, here's a view that shows the full table. This is the group that's next: Sommers, Jaeger, and Vasquez. Vasquez will be the first to play here by virtue of the fact that he parred the 3rd as opposed to the other 2 who bogeyed. So we will keep going. I mean, it is fun. I know there are going to be plenty of people who aren't fans of golf, but we're going to put together some videos here for the ones who are. So, as you can see, number 4, again, you're getting away from water holes here. You're heading back to sort of away from the ponds, but you do have a bunch of sand in play. You have only one batch of woods at 36, but let's see what happens here with Vasquez. And so a 5, of course, control number's 3 again. So the 5 does mean that it will be course controlled. 22 means we go to Golf Cam course. And this is not daunting or cordial, so it's right down the middle. With a 4, that means that on the par 4 we check it's not cordial, it's not daunting. Not cordial, not daunting. So we go to routine sequence and easy putt for par. Now, this guy, it would be moderate if we had one of those little jobs, the exclamation mark, but we don't. So it's going to be an easy putt for par. That is the high roll, as we call it. And he converts. So Vasquez with a 3 remains at -11. Now, got Heath Sommers, who is at -9, right at the edge of contention. Needs to start putting something together. It will be hole controlled 66. That'll again be course. Golf Cam course and a 2. Not cordial, not daunting. It's going to be another easy putt for par for him. So we just need to do this high roll, and he definitely does not need one of these double 6 rolls, and he doesn't get it. That's good for him. Now, Boyd Jaeger, and a 6 on the white die means he gets a chance to accept a par and a blue chip, which he takes. So everybody pars the par 3. And let me just double check here, because I think I messed up. and I did. Let's make sure we get it right. So I followed 4 for Heath Sommers, correct? Vasquez started. He had... No, it was Vasquez, right? Heath Sommers had the 2, so the 2 is still an easy or moderate, because this is a par 3. I was looking at the par 4 one. So Sommers still gets his par. It's Vasquez who we need to re-roll in a different way, because we had a 4, which gave us this easy or moderate putt for par, but this is a par 3. He actually gets a perfectly executed tee shot. Can it be converted? Clutch putt for birdie. So my bad. I took a potential birdie away from him. Now Vasquez is, let's show you the traits here. As you can see, he is a neutral putter. So let's just go back and make sure. A 1 to 3, he would get a blue chip. He would get a birdie, and he does. So I know a little revisionist history, but that's okay. So he will move up to -12. Want to get it right if we notice it, and I did. So that's a 2. All right. Hole number 3 now. Still have a lot to learn about golf. By what criteria do they determine what is a par for a hole? Usually it's length. Anything shorter than 250 yards will be normally considered to be a par 3. Par 4s are between 250 and, we'll say, 500, maybe 475. But sometimes you can, in the majors, you can see some par 5s that are in that the upper 400 yard range being listed as par 4s, because a lot of guys will easily reach it in 2 shots. So to make it a little tougher, they would, all it is a, it's just a convention, really, because all it does is it makes the scores on the TV screen look like, it takes it from, you would add 4 to that. So if you say a -4 round with a hole that has been reduced par, in a normal round where it's a par 5, it'd be -8, because you know what I'm saying? You get 4 rounds where you subtract a shot from par, and so the score itself is often irrelevant from, the score. Most, in golf, like you and I, if we play a round, granted, Beatles, I don't know if you play rounds of golf. If you did, being not so good, probably you wouldn't really be paying all that much attention to your relation to par, aside from just saying, oh, I bogeyed, or I double bogeyed, or I triple bogeyed, or whatever. Instead, you'd probably even be more focused on score and say, I took an 8. And then in the end, you would look at your scorecard and say, I shot a 105 or something like that. You wouldn't really be thinking to yourself, oh, I shot 33 over par, or 34 over par if it's a 71, because they reduce the par on a hole. So if you get my drift, it's just a convention. It helps the viewer at home to see that it's a tough par 4, as opposed to having basically what amounts to a gimme, like a birdie, like a gimme birdie par 5, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's kind of and so the par 5s are longer holes. And but a lot of times par 5s are viewed as the holes where you can really score, because you have an extra shot that you might be able to cut off from it. So, okay, so we are to group 3. We are at hole 3. This is a par 4, and it'll be Yi Chen. Everybody's parred their holes thus far, and here we go. And so it's a 3. Every white die roll except a 6 is going to be controlled by the course, and so a 12 means he has hit it into the rough next to the green. So on his approach shot to the green. So with the second shot, he's in the tall grass. And so we look on this chart, 4.2. We take the 5 on the green die, and we look to check and see if he's a master at recovery, and he is not. So instead of a potentially easy putt for par, he ends up with a difficult putt for par. And so difficult putt for par is a 1 to 3. See it right here. So he has a blue chip. He wants to hold on to it for a chance where maybe he could get a birdie. And so he's going to trust that he can make this 1 to 3, and he misses it. So he is going to most likely bogey. He needs a 1 to 5 now, and he gets it. But that will drop him to minus 11 into a tie with Trent McAdams. 4 back. Now that's his playing partner. Now McAdams will go. And so he has a 6, and that means he will accept a par and a blue chip. So if he had another 6 here in these others, he would have to make a clutch putt for par. There's Gareth Leonard is going to automatically give the course control since every roll except 6. So he's basically assuming he's not going to get a 6, which is a big assumption. And so he hits a 35 roll, which is in the rough off the tee. And so we will check it with a 3. So he checks to see if he's a workman, and no, he is actually a master, which is the opposite of a workman. So he digs out from the rough with a solid iron to the outer fringe of the green. He's got an easy putt for par. So that's the high roll, which he almost misses the high roll, but he does convert and stays at minus 10. So we will bring up our second hole here at Rattlesnake Golf Club. And it will be Kenji Morita being first to play this par 4. Water line down the right. He wants to avoid that. And let's see if he can do it. And it's going to be a 35. I believe that means he has avoided it. And that dark square means it's going to be Golf Cam course. So we will bring up where you can see the cards. And so we can check here on this par 4 with a 4. It's not cordial. It's not daunting. Well, let's double check this. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this down. Where did I put you? This it? Ah, whew. Okay. It's not cordial. It's not daunting. So it's going to be an easy putt for par. Sorry, I'm not showing you the right place. Easy putt for par. So that's, again, the high roll. And he is able to convert. Myung Cho. Sometimes these videos are going to take a little longer because I am kind of teaching along the way here. So that 4 on the white die means we check 66. He's in the woods off the tee. So he's going to have to scramble out of the forest. And so a 5 on the green die means that, is he a master? Now we will have to look at the cards, and as you can see, he's a semi-master, and along with that, he has the dot. So yes, he is a master, Beautiful shot from behind the trees. Bounds onto the green. Birdie putt just short. I'm not showing you. Birdie putt just short. Easy putt for par. So it'll just be Steve Fauchi if Cho can make this par, and he just about misses it too. But he does make it. And now Steve Fauchi, whose slogan is Fauchi for show. And 22 means that he is also in the woods. And we got to check 4 for him. Is he workman? Let's check his card real quick. As you can see there on the right where the camera icon is, he is not a workman. So he will have a clean escape from the trees, and it'll be a moderate putt for par. So a little tougher than the last one. But the moderate putt for par is a 1 to 5. And he makes it. So that brings us through the lead group on the... let me do this. There, and you can see up top the leaderboard. Yi Chen has moved down. Vasquez moved up. They've basically swapped places. But no movement out of the lead 2 so far. So, one thing to check. It's still got about an hour to go, or a half an hour to go. Try to get in another turn or 2. So we will now go to hole number 6. So this is the first time we've seen hole 6, and it's going to be LaSalle. Well, LaSalle is, as I said before, we're going on out of contention with him. And Sudbury now too. So we've got these 2 guys who are... What I should do is probably take them and kind of flip them over here, because they're out of contention and I don't really need to be rolling them accidentally. So Mazzanti will be the first to go. He birdied his first 2 and then parred the last 3. So this 6th hole, you can see it as a strategic par 4. It's semi-daunting, which means it's going to produce some bogeys here. You can bet on it. And the fairway slopes down towards the trees on the left, so you just got to watch out for those 1 rolls on your... because you've got a course control number of 4. So let's see what Mazzanti does here. He's got a 1. Well, guess what? He's going to have control of this hole. That's a good roll for him, being he has some good qualities in his woods and irons. He's good tee to green. It's around the green where he comes up a little short. So he is a 156 on the par 4. Is he a legend or a bomber? And he is. So as you can see here on this chart, legend or bomber with a 156 means he gets a long-range tee, and it's going to be the gallery cheers. That will earn him a blue chip. So we'll put that right there. And now we go to the gallery cheers chart with a 6 on the green die. Is he a hacker? No, he's not. He's duffer, but not hacker. Everybody's duffer. So, accurate shot lands on the green, but a regrettable roll, a difficult putt for birdie. So, what's he going to do here? Difficult putt for birdie needs a 1. Well, he could use his blue chip to try to make it. It would make it a moderate 1 to 2. He's going to try to roll this and see if he can get a 1. So he will see if he can birdie. If he can do that, he will move to -13, 2 back. And he does miss. And it was a good thing they didn't use his blue chip. So now he has a moderate par putt. He could make it easy with the blue chip. He's just going to go ahead and hope that he doesn't get a 6, and he doesn't. So that's a par for Mazzanti. Now we will roll for LaSalle off the out of contention. This is semi-daunting, so not an easy hole. With this, we need to roll the decider die. It's a birdie for LaSalle. And now Sudbury gets a 2 on the semi-daunting hole. That's going to be a par for him. Okay. Okie dokie. We have the second group going to hole number 5. It's a par 5. Again, the course control number is 3. So 3, 4, 5 will mean they've got to watch out for that water on 66. Well, it's going to be Benicio Vasquez, who has been climbing the leaderboard. He's 2 under par on his round. 3 back, and he'd love to get a birdie on this hole. See if he can do it. And he's going to have control with 156. The 156, I seem to remember that have a duffer check. Well, let's see if my memory serves me correct. 156. No, it doesn't. Is he legend? Let's hone in because it's not hold control here. We can do this a little bit. So you can see Vasquez, he is not a legend. Whoa, where is it? Legend. So 156. Is he stone? No, he's not stone. So it's going to be the right now chart for him. So the right now chart. He is, because he had a birdie on his last hole, he is semi-hot. Now, one thing we can do here is go back to the... you can see that the decider die is not showing a dot, so that means that regardless, he cannot be hot this hole. He's semi-hot, but because there's no dot, he is not so much. But now this is a par 5, and it's a 5 that we look at, so instead we look at the cold. So he's not cold either. That helps. He's going to have a moderate putt for birdie. And he is going to use the blue chip to try and give himself a better chance at making this. He's going to make it 1-4 easy. And he makes it. So, guess what? Because he used it, if he hadn't used that, the moderate putt was... Oh, wait. Oh, no. Nope. I messed up. There's a exclamation mark. So let's back the truck up here for a minute, because that's going to change the way his strategy would work. I'm going to basically start over the thought process, because I don't think that I don't think we should commit him to anything at the moment until we think through the strategy. So because there is a question mark, the moderate, which is a 1-2 birdie chance, actually is a difficult, which is a 1. Now, what he would do is he would roll on the difficult, saving his, because that chip does not earn him much as far as chance goes when it comes between a 1 to a 1-2. We rolled that, it's a 3, so the difficult, he misses the difficult birdie. It's going to leave him a moderate par putt, and he will roll for the moderate par putt. And he makes that with a 2. You can see it way up at the top. So there is a par. So Vasquez does not birdie after all. So sometimes you got to make the right call. Or no, not sometimes. You got to try and make the right call if you know what the right call will bring. Heath Sommers is, again, he's right on the edge of contention. Okay, so he'll have control of this hole with 255. I see. I got another. Hey there. Hi there, Jerry. Par 5. We go to 255. Is Sommers a legend with the woods? No, he's not. Is he a hero with the irons? No, he's not. Is he a hacker? He is not a hacker either. So we go to mood. Heath Sommers does not have a current mood designation. With the 2, we check to see if he's sunny. He's not, so it's going to be a difficult birdie putt. Again, with the exclamation mark, that difficult birdie putt becomes double difficult. What he can do here to avoid having to set his mood, he can lag, and it will leave him with an easy par putt. And he does lag, and he makes it. So he does not have any mood designated because he lagged. So, Boyd Yeager. His friends like to call him the Jägermeister, but so a 3 means it's going to be course controlled 36. He is in the sand with his third shot. So right near the green, but just catches the lip and rolls back in. See if he can get up and down out of there. We check 1. Is he chunky? And he is not. So it's going to be a pin shot for him. We've already seen the pin chart. But let's show it again. If he can get a 1 on this pin chart, he would re-roll. He would roll the decide or die to see if he makes birdie. And he does. Can he hole it out for birdie? No, he does not. That'll be a gimme par putt, though. So that's, you roll 3, and he's only going to get 3 6s, and he doesn't. So that's a par. He just about holes that out. So let's go back to number 4. And that will be Trent McAdams next to play here on the par 3. Kind of a moderate par 3 here. And he'll have control 244. Well, it says it's a utility. Well, because it's windy, he is. So that's going to be sliced into the weeds, wedge shot only to the apron. A difficult putt for par for Trent McAdams. And he is minus 11. Difficult's 1 to 3. He does have a blue chip. He wants to hold on to it. And he makes. So that works out in his favor. It's going to be Gareth Leonard next. Pars so far for him, just like McAdams. And course control 35. Golf cam course, so he will likely go for an easy par here, I'm guessing. For on the par 3. Oh, wait, no, it's not, because this is a par 3. This is the same thing. He's going to have a perfectly executed tee shot. He needs a clutch putt for birdie. Semi-gold, that helps. Semi-gold 1 to 4 on the clutch birdie putt. And he knocks it in. Gareth Leonard moves to minus 11 with the birdie. And because it's a clutch putt that he made, he gets a blue chip. And now Yi Chen, who took a bogey on 3 and a 6, he's going to take himself another blue chip and accept a par after taking that bogey on 3. All right, and speaking of 3, we will head back there right now. Check the comments real quick. Taking a break from putting at-bat-bats rosters into pure sim. Nice. Well, I'm hoping you're learning a little bit about golf. It's really a nice sport to play. It's my favorite sport, in all things told, as far as participation. Helps that I can hold my own at it, but all right, so let's see. It's going to be Morita, the leader at minus 15, who tees off here at 3. Gotta watch out. There's some water lurking. But he's going to be able to eat away that red chip with a 6 on the white die. He's going to take his par and, not tempt fate by attacking from the lead. So Myung Cho, all right, 23. That will be in the rough off. out of the fairway. He'll be in the with the second shot going into the deep stuff. And a 4, is he a workman? Well, let's what we can do here, we can just do this real quick. There you go. So as you can see, he is not a workman, he's semi-master. So he gets a clean escape from the rough. It'll be a moderate putt for par. So he's got a degree of difficulty here. Moderate putt for par is 1 to 5. But he does make it, so it'll be Steve Fauci, who is 3 back. Love to start chipping away. And it's going to be 16, which that's going to be Golf Cam course. And without the decider die showing, that does help. That makes this not daunting. So we check 2 on a par 4. Is he cordial? No. Daunting? No. It'll be an easy putt for par. And so I think we will kind of put things to bed here once he makes this, which he does. We'll go ahead and show you the scorecards, or the scoreboard, I should say. It's right here. Let's actually dial it in just a little bit more for you. There you go. Okay. So Kenji Morita still at -15. 3 pars to start his round. Same thing with Myung Cho, Steve Fauci. So they've all kind of hung steady with their scores. Then you've got Delmo Mazzanti, who has opened up 2 under par so far in his round through 6 holes. At -12, Benicio Vasquez also 2 under par through 5 holes. At -12, lurking there. Then at -11, you've got Trent McAdams, who is parred so far. Yi Chen 1 over. And Gareth Leonard, who is 1 under, all there. At -9, you've got Heath Summers and Boyd Yeager, who are both 1 over par and flirting with being out of contention. So that's where we will leave it here. Would like to be a little further along, but I've been trying to do a lot of this, trying to discuss some things throughout this video, and I hope they've been helpful. Let me check the... Golf is a tough game. Yeah. Yeah. So, real quick, rather than... Well, what I got to do is... Whoops. What I'll do is this. Whoa. Let me back out of here a bit. So, actually, just give me a second here while I do a little bit of adjustment. All right. So, that's where we stand. Again, I'd like to be a little further along. I'm trying to teach this a bit as we go, because I haven't really spent a whole lot of time showing a lot of the roll mechanisms in the past. Probably in the next couple videos, which will hopefully complete this tournament, I will be in a little bit more of sort of a fast-paced mode, trying to just gut through it. So if you have any questions about why I'm doing certain things, if you want something explained, what I could do is maybe pop out a quick explanation video that's maybe 10 minutes long or 5 minutes long, just to try and cover something. But aside from that, I really would like to start accelerating this a bit, and so I'll probably look to not explain so much of the rolls that are going on, but rather just bust through it and get her done. So that being said, I appreciate you watching this. If you could hit like if this is something that you've gotten a lot out of, or if it's just entertained you here for the last hour or so, please hit the like. We would love that. Just it helps promote the channel. Subscribe if you want to share it with your friends, if they like golf or think they might be get them interested in tabletop sports, to see that there's a golf game out there. There's actually more than one, but at the moment all I have is this one, so History Maker Golf. But subscribe to the channel and share. That would be great. And again, we have a Facebook page. Also, lots of other, this is the Tabletop Baseball Plus channel. So baseball is usually the king here. We have a lot of baseball videos. Tabletop Earl, who was the originator of this channel, he runs projects pretty constantly in the baseball realm. So definitely that would be something to check out. But also other friends of the channel that are currently putting videos out. Espo Strat Baseball Network is one. Baseball Demos, RNGIDP. There's some computer gamers that are out there. Al Red Sox Fan. I think there's Higher Ground Gaming. I'm probably missing somebody else, but ID Jester. But and there's probably some Strat Delaware. There's lots of people out here making videos. So if you're interested in this stuff and you really want to have a look at this stuff, and not just, like I said, mostly baseball. So baseball, I would say, is still the king of the tabletop games. So you just it's probably the most statistically developed of the sports that are out there. So it really plays well. Large sample size as far as games to choose, not choose from, but games played in a season. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great one, and thanks for supporting us. Till next time, enjoy your tabletop games, and we'll see you soon.